I want to talk about things that have been making me feel really, really good. In terms of the spiritual realm and how I want to tap into this spiritual mode, I don't really know the specific terminologies of how people call and label spiritual things, but what I have been doing lately has been super powerful to me, and I feel like I genuinely feel really happy and I want to share with you guys. I do still have my low days, and this is the structure where I feel whole and I feel really like fulfilled. Okay, let's just start from the night before, because I believe that whenever I set my intentions at night before I sleep, I always feel like the day would be so good. Tomorrow morning, like I have on my to-do list down. I have things I want to do, and I set my intentions before I sleep. That's why the next morning I feel really refreshed. I already know what I have to do, so I don't have to scramble and be like, oh, I have to spend another 30 minutes to write down everything that I have to do. I have to look at my Google Calendar for time blocks if I have any events to go for, if I have to run certain errands. So what has been really, really helpful is that before I go to bed, I usually try not to be on my phone for an hour or like 30 minutes before that, because if I have too much blue light going into my eyes, I feel like I cannot sleep. And I also feel really overstimulated, so that is not what we're going for. And every time when I start using my phone on my bed, I tend to get into this whole doom scrolling mode, which you don't want to get into, because the more you doom scroll, the more you feel like shit, because you will compare yourself with other people. You also feel like, I'm not doing enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not earning enough. Like there's too many things going on. And what I would highly recommend you guys to do is to consume less and produce more. And even if you don't want to produce more, you could go learn things and be more curious about whatever you want to learn, and also have more screen-free hobbies. Maybe tap into your inner child and be like, maybe today I want to drumming, learn longboarding, I want to go surfing, I want to color, I want to sketch. And recently, for me, my personal favorite would be sketching. I never had a chance to go for drawing lessons, and yeah, I love singing and performing. And recently, my energy healer was telling me about soul singing. So just making up songs and just singing for yourself. Just close your eyes. And sometimes for me, it gets into this part where I start crying. I see my younger self, and then I'll start my parts work from there, because I feel like my inner child has been so damaged, and I'm trying to like be there for her. So sorry, I digress. 9 p.m. or 9:30, I will turn off all my lights and only turn on my lamp, which is a red lamp from IKEA. If you guys want to invest in a red light therapy lamp, you can go for it. But for now, out of convenience, I've been using this IKEA lamp that I can switch out the colors for the longest time, but I don't switch out the colors at all. So I have that. Even on my watch, it turns red after I think 9 p.m. Yeah, and then I will start journaling. Before that, I would also do up my to-do list on my planner. So I have a planner. And I also have a journal, which is blank, go-to type of split, because I like to have my to-do list, my work stuff in this, where I have my schedules, dates, everything. I also have a little like table to-do list here, so I can just like brain dump everything the week before or the day before. And then I delegate into different time blocks of the day. After a hot shower, I will journal. TV, lotion, whatever. And then once I reach about 11 p.m., I turn everything off. I sometimes still have my YouTube music on, because I want that subliminal frequency music. Sometimes I listen to the 888 hertz frequency abundance for wealth and love. Hand drums music. Neville Goddard's music by Lucy. I'm not sure if you guys know, but I can link it here or just link it below. And then after that, I will turn off the TV, continue my manifestation, visualization, drift into my sleep. Because when you're in your theta waves, when you're about to sleep, that's the best time for you to visualize your higher self. You want to fall into deep sleep. Oh, and before that, I'll take my magnesium supplements and also my ashwagandha with lion's mane to fully relax myself. And also my gynae said that that's the best way to supplement your body at night. When I wake up, I always close my eyes and still be in that sleepy mode. I try to recall my dreams, because dreams are your subconscious telling you all sorts of signs and your emotions and things that you have to unravel, discover, and also tap into, and also try to like release some sort of like your thoughts or process your emotions. And I usually write down all my dreams in my notes app. Sometimes I use ChatGPT to analyze, but usually I try to refrain from ChatGPT. I've been a huge avid user of ChatGPT, and I'm trying to like stop using it because I feel like sometimes it overcomplicates my life or like the things that I am looking for. I constantly try to look for answers, and I don't think we're meant to always have answers. We are meant to trust the universe, trust in ourselves, trust in the spirit guides, that even in the unknown we will have goodness coming out. There will be light at the end of the tunnel. Not knowing answers also helps build your self-trust, your confidence level, and also helps you trust that whatever work that I'm putting in, it will come back in tenfold. This is also a note to self. That should be the kind of message that I'm sending into the world, into the universe. The trust. And then after my dreams analysis or processing certain emotions, and you don't need to have answers for everything. Okay, you just need to aware that I have certain triggers. Oh, these are the patterns that are coming up in my dreams. Oh, how do I feel when I wake up? Do I feel shame? Do I feel happy? Do I feel disappointed? Do I feel like, oh, like this dream again, like scary? Brush my teeth to whatever. And then I get my morning matcha, which I do it at home. And then I'll do my morning pages. You could do like 3 pages. You can do however long you want. So when I meditate slowly, it would turn into another form of the same visualization that I have at night. I'm just telling you guys my schedule. I don't know if this is the right way or if there's a right ritual in the morning, but this has been making me feel. And then after meditation, after visualization, just to see if like, anything triggers me or anything makes me extremely happy, any little glimmers. And then I will, take my breakfast, whatever, and then start working. Deep work right after this ritual gives me a lot of, it gets you into that flow state. It gets you into this really high energy, high vibration. I just feel like, oh, I can conquer the world. And then I have my lunch, blah, blah, blah. Usually I like to do some form of stretching when I wake up or like in the middle of the day, because I just feel like, a lot of stagnant energy when I am editing my video, when I'm doing deep work. And then after that, about like 4:30 p.m., I would go to the gym. I like to do, recently I've been into gymming, like, I don't know, it just gives me a lot of energy, it makes me happy, and it also makes me feel like I'm strong again. And for a long time, I felt like I need to be skinny, I have to go back to my old weight, and obviously I'm still in the process of losing weight, but I also know that to lose weight, I need to release a lot of my cords, a lot of like the emotional baggage, and like, previously I was just eating a lot, binge eating, because I needed emotional safety within my body when I was in a toxic relationship. But now I am safe with myself. Sometimes like your body just can't tell whether you're safe or not, even though like your conscious mind know that like, okay, I'm single now, I'm peaceful, I'm at home. Your body still needs a bit of time to catch up to that of safety. So I'm giving myself the liberty to like just chill out. Oh my god, I have like words just flow out of my mouth. I didn't even script this. So I would do 3 to 4 times of lifting, upper body, lower body, and then after each gym session, I would also do my treadmill to just clock in that 10k steps. And while I do my treadmill, I would post my Instagram stories. That would be like my time where I try to engage with my community or just, do up some polls. I would also schedule like my 7 p.m. post during that period of time. That's like how I time block, and I also habit stack, because for the most of the day I try not to touch my phone unless it's for work. For social media, I also have a app blocker called Opal. So I put it here, or I can put the link below. It's free. I just give myself 2 hours of screen time, which is not screen time, 2 hours of social media time, and then the rest of the day I try to block out. So before I get into like Instagram or whatever, I have to wait for 7 seconds, and then after that create a 15 minutes or like 5 minutes block where I'm like allowed to use social media, and then get into the app. Okay, and then 7 p.m. I'll post my content, and that will be scheduled in. 6:30, 7 p.m., I will go home for dinner. And then 8 p.m., I would walk my dog with my parents around our estate area. And then 9:30, again, same thing that I told you. 9:30, and I start to unwind. I can watch some TV. I can shower. I'll do some stretching because after lifting, oh my God, it is a very, very tight, my whole body. I will also eat some Greek yogurt, hot tea, or anything that makes me a little bit more full. Oh yeah, I'll also drink my protein shake. Recently, I've been taking the vegan protein shake called Truvani, and I love the banana cinnamon powder. I drink it with whole milk because I totally stopped drinking oat milk because of the glucose spike. And previously, I also did a juice cleanse, spiritual detox cleanse, and social media cleanse within like a week, 3 days to 1 week, where I can't watch TV. I can only drink juice and high quality food, like whole food. And that really changed my perspective in terms of the things that I consume, like entertainment, media. So in general, I'm just trying to like lower my sugar intake and any processed food, any date food. So that, and then 10:30 p.m. I'll start my frequency music, no phones, no screen, read. I'll try to read, but read from a book, physical book instead of any screens, and then journal. And then 12 p.m. 12 a.m. Has been like the schedule that I like, my routine. And I also highly recommend you guys to create a little glimmer table. Sometimes when you're so lost and helpless in life, you're like, I don't even know what I like, what I don't like. Can't seem to rest at all because my mind just keeps running, and I'm like hardwired to always be hustling, always just grinding out, just giving max output. Sometimes it's for money, sometimes it's for my ego. I just need to be productive. I cannot be not producing anything. I feel like failure if I not doing enough. And that's not true, because money, laws, and manifestation is you have to think of yourself as a money magnet. The mantra is like, I am a money magnet. Money flows to me easily and in abundance. And every time I say that, I always smile. I always feel like I'm so thankful for the money I have with myself, and I'm happy with the money relationship. And money gives me so much joy. Money is easy. When I relax, I earn more money. Money comes to me whenever I feel happy, whenever I'm doing my favorite things, whenever I'm passionate, whenever, yeah, like money makes me glow. It makes me radiant. It makes me so powerful. It makes me help people. I respect money, and money helps me pay my bills. And I'm so privileged to have money as my best friend to help me my life, my bills, it even helps me pay for travel trips where it makes me happy. I feel liberated. I feel more myself. I'm so authentic when money is with me, and I don't fear money. I don't fear that money will always be with me, and I will not lose money. So you should always have this kind of secured attachment style with money, and that is the key concept of energies, right? Flowy. Money is like waves, it's like water. It flows to me easily, like chill. That should be the general feeling when it comes to money, love. And every time when you feel super attached to things, it just keeps blocking you from. You need to embody and channel that you already have it. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful for it. I'm so happy that my channel have 100k. Even though in reality, I only have 10k, but in my head, it's already 100k. Reaching so many people. Thank you so much. Arigato, money. Thank you, money, for coming in. Money, what do you want? Ask money what they want to do. Money, do you want to be in my savings account? Do you want to be in my emergency account? Thank you for being in my emergency account. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for protecting me. When money walks into the room, to the party, what's your feeling towards it? Are you avoidant? Are you anxious? Are you feeling like it's your boyfriend where like you have to always like hold on to it? A table with three columns where first one is what gives me energy, and bracket, I'll do more. Drains me. Either I delegate it or I stop doing it. Last one, I made it for myself, is what scares me but I want to try, because there are so many things that scares me but I really want to try. And then I have a few rows. The first row is work, which is my social media work, and then I have the second row for my pet store, like Bark and Butter, and then the third one would be finances, and then the last one is personal. So certain examples that I can share with you would be for work. What gives me energy? When I film whatever that inspires me authentically in my own voice, my own opinions, and my learning, which is what I'm doing right now, it gives me a lot of energy. It makes me feel like my energy is flowing. I'm using my voice, my journey, and just sharing my learnings. That is one thing that gives me a lot of energy. I constantly want to do it. I want to share. Me is going to events and socializing, putting up a mask. Generally, ignore this signs of like anxiety and nerves. So new to the industry, and I was like a little bunny, just excited to go for every event. But sometimes when you go for an event, you cannot just be like quiet and standing in a corner. I do sometimes do it because like I feel like I don't have the energy to put out, to be creating small talks that I just genuinely don't care for. And sometimes what drains me is editing on the go. I like to have my own time, go to a cafe to edit my video, or I also delegate to my editor to help me edit my videos. What we're essentially doing here is that we are doing more things that are giving us energy, delegating or just not doing things that drains us, because essentially like our energy is very sacred, very important. We do not want to ruin or like suppress any form of unhappy. Suppress emotions is also a blockage to things that you want to manifest. What scares me, but I want to try. I would try when I can, when I have time, and I would intentionally. For me, it would be experimenting new video series, which is this. Would love to learn more skills when it comes to my work, learning Illustrator, learning Photoshop, selling digital products, or coaching. I guess like for personal stuff, I want to do more things that gives me energy, because I feel like for a long time I self-abandoning, like betraying myself. I feel like shaming myself also, because sometimes I just want to do things that I love, but I don't know what I like, because I've been doing so many things for other people, hustling, just wanting to earn money. And it gets a little bit unhealthy within, because you just don't know who you are anymore. And then for my personal stuff, what gives me energy is my morning routine, which I just shared with you. I love podcasts that are a little bit sassy, which is pretty basic. Every time I go for my long hot girl walks, I would tune into that. I would also listen to Diary of a CEO and spiritual all the time. I love learning more about business. I love learning more about the quantum physics, things like that. I also love gymming, lifting, even though I'm not super muscular. I love hanging out with people on the same frequency, same vibe. I love traveling. I love solo traveling. I love learning a new instrument. Recently, I got electric piano. Is it called electric piano? What is it called? Keyboard. Then what drains me would be men. I'm still trying to get over the fear of men, and just like yesterday I went to my energy healing session, and she was telling me, oh my god, she could sense that like I've been actively shutting down men, anyone who wants to come into my orbit, because I really cannot deal with them. I don't like who I am in the past, where I always am chasing other people's validation or male gaze, or I try to be impressionable and just to get the guy to like me. And I also get really anxious if they don't text me or anything. I always feel like I attach my self-worth with whether they are interested in me or not. So I don't want to do that anymore. That's why I'm like cutting it off. But it was saying that like when I'm going through like real healing, I can set my boundaries. I don't need to like shut down every man who is actively trying to come in. When I know how to say no, just let people be them, and just like not controlling the situation. You're like good to go, you're flowing. No, because for me, I've never actively tried to shut a guy down before, because unless I really don't like him. When I'm single, usually I'm just like hee haha with everyone, just like I feel like I'm like sharing my energy or having that kind of exchange. But now my energy is so sacred, I feel like I don't want to be sharing with anyone. And if anything, I'm so busy with this spiritual learnings and learning about myself, learning about quantum physics, learning about neuroscience, and I really want to get into that. Right now I'm just like scraping the surface. So I feel like clubbing and alcohol is making me really uncomfortable. One of my friends actually pointed it out. Every weekend when I drink even a little bit, I need 3 days to recuperate. And that sucks. Also, I've been cutting down caffeine, coffee specifically, because it just amplifies my anxiety, my overthinking spiraling, so that's not good. Or phone in the morning drains me because of social media. What scares me but I want to try is to go surfing, to go snowboarding, which I've already booked. I still want to do my 20k half marathon, but I've been going through a lot physically after the breakup as well, and also grieving. So like now I'm just trying to at least heal myself first before I train for any sort of crazy strenuous marathons. But I'm quite excited to go surfing or snowboarding in January. Surfing, I don't know yet because I'm actually quite afraid of sharks. Yeah, so this is my sacred morning routine, and also this list helps me structure and gives me clarity of what gives me energy that I should do more, what drains me out, and what I really would love to try but I'm scared. So when I have like different categories in different roles, I can start delegating things that I don't really like to do or I feel like it's a drag, and focus on things that I'm good with, things that gives me energy, and that's where flow and abundance starts coming. You get the downloads and you just like keep doing and thriving. And I'm not gonna say that like life's gonna be like forever so good, but it could be forever so good if your frequency and if your vibrations are at the right level. Okay, so I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.